What's up, everybody? Jacob here with Mystery Arts Inc. doing another goofy intro. Today I'm really excited to tell you about a product that I just really went through in the last couple days. I've had some couple days to digest it, to play around with some of the things in it. Not perform it, but play around. And I'm familiar with some of the works in this said product, which should be no mystery what it is. It's Marc Paul's Academy lecture. And I want to go ahead and just preface it by saying, first off, I love Marc Paul. He's just a sweet guy. When he was here for Penguin Live a few years ago, we went out to lunch. We had a great time, and I can't wait until eventually someday, hopefully he returns here to Columbus, or I can meet up with him over in his side of the world, or whatever happens, and we can actually have another great lunch session. Before we get into all that, let's go ahead and cut to the intro. Marc Paul. What makes the man so damn special? Other than the fact that he's just a superbly wonderful man, he is one of the most brilliant creators in mentalism, hands down in my opinion. Marc is one of those guys, many of you might know, I'm not a humongous fan of the traditional approach. I like this kind of newer, pseudo kind of approach that a lot of people are doing out there. That being said, Marc does the best and creates some of the best traditional methods I've ever seen. Marc is one of those people in my head. I have, what would Colin do? Hi, Colin. Had a beer with him recently. He was great to see him again. Fraser. What would Fraser do? What would Peter do? What would Marc do as a big part of that? What would Kennedy do? Those five are really some of my biggest inspirations and friends. They really just have a way of thinking that's outside the box. And Marc is one of those big ones in my head that I think, how can I make it bigger? How can I make this larger than life? Marc is so good at that. His methods are already out of this world great. He's really got the ability to take these traditional methods that we know and that we think we know too much about and take them outside the box and make them extremely powerful. Some of the things that are covered in this, and I should mention the premise of this whole Academy talk is ACTS, is what Marc calls it. And he covers all the 4 different sections of that. I apologize, I don't have what ACTS was memorized off the top of my head. I want to talk about what the contents are overall, rather than get into what Marc's going to get into in his lecture. Just know, first off, before you even go any further, you should purchase this. It's phenomenal. You're going to get somewhere in the ballpark of, I think there's at least 12 effects in here, if not like 15. There's a lot of stuff in here, and all of it is really good. And the best part is Marc goes in depth and teaches you both the classic seed of some of his ideas as well as where he's taken them to show you the evolution. I love watching the evolution of effects, and this definitely makes that happen in here. You're going to learn things such as the AAA book test and Marc's new handling for it that I think really controls the reveal a lot more, and I am just smacking myself on the head thinking, why didn't I think of that? You're going to learn how to do his 3 envelope test like he did in Penguin Live, but much more streamlined, no more banknote reveal, no more rapid calculation. It's just a simple, direct, very fooling 4th dimensional telepathy and drawing duplication that involves a whole audience. There's a killer rock, paper, scissors effect in here that kind of is based off some of the works of Patrick Redford, and I know there's some others that have done work on it, but really Marc's taken this and made it something huge. I love it. It's almost an open prediction rock, paper, scissors game. What more could you possibly want? You play rock, paper, scissors, the whole audience, and it just brings down the house. Other things covered in here are multiple variations of the name and place. Some of you might think, oh, name and place, we've already got the variation. No. Marc's variations are so unique and different, including one that uses 2 envelopes instead of the traditional 2 billets. So they put the billets in the envelopes, and you're still able to do the name and place. It's phenomenal. Marc goes in his psychology of how he handles it in his actual working sets as both a trade show entertainer as well as a cruise ship entertainer, one of the top rated in the world, hands down. Marc, I should probably mention, I don't want to, get his head too big, but he is one of the only people out there that I think are one of the real worker trade show folks, and he's one of the best resources in the world on the subject. He should just write the book on the subject, honestly. Him and Leor Manor together doing a trade show book would be incredible. If they can get Joel Bauer to do it too, that would be even more incredible. That being said, the other contents in here is just, there's almost too numerous things to name. You're going to find envelope tests. You're going to find billet effects. you're going to find really killer ways of taking the one ahead and making it not completely suck. There's so many times in this lecture, and I know how Marc thinks to an extent from seeing his Penguin lecture and reading various publications he's put out over the years, and there are things that fool me in this lecture. It's incredible. Do you know how great it is to feel fooled when you've seen as much crap as I have? It's a great thing. I'm not saying I'm smarter than the average bear. I'm not saying I've seen it all. I'm just saying I've seen too much, and it's really kind of puts the blinders on sometimes as to what you think is possible or impossible. Marc really expands that out and does some incredible things. I feel that the best stuff out there is the things you smack yourself in the head and say, why didn't I think of that? There's quite a bit in here of that, and it's just incredible how much Marc really covers in this course. The length of the course is at least 8 hours. Wow! 8 hours of content, 8 hours of just pure amazing mentalism that you can use in your working sets. If you want to do it socially, you can do it. There's a big mixed bag. There's even a little bit of magic thrown in, including a linking finger rings routine done close up. The reason I never wanted to do the linking finger rings back when I did magic was because I hate Himber rings. They're stupid. They look fake. They look bleh. And I'm not going to pay a ton of money for a Himber ring. This takes care of that. You don't have to worry really as much about switching the ring. For those that know the traditional Himber linking rings, you're not going to worry about the same handling you had with the original handling. This really makes things simple, elegant, and it really is another one of those things of, why didn't we think of that already? You're really going to enjoy all of the content in this Academy lecture. Now, outside of the Academy lecture itself and Marc's content, go Peter Nardi. Alakazam Magic, you have produced one of the most beautiful, comprehensive sets I have seen. So we have At the Table, we have Penguin Live, we have now Alakazam Academy. Alakazam Academy, quality-wise, looks superb. Their set looks engaging, interesting, and phenomenal. Peter does a great job hosting, as well as Dave Loosely in there, doing an amazing job keeping things running and really being that person that's keeping the wheels greased on the lecture. The quality of the video is also through the roof superb. The only complaint I have as a cinema guy is I feel like the skin tones are a little bit too saturated. Only thing I have to say. I love the quality of it. Watching it streaming even, the streaming quality was great. There's no graininess really. It didn't lag very much when I was watching the brief, but I did live. And I have the whole thing as downloads. I should say the downloads are humongous, but that's good because the quality's nice. If you're going to be a regular subscriber to the Alakazam Academy, which I very well am going to be now, after seeing how great they really are, then you definitely are going to want to make sure you have an external flash drive or hard drive to keep these files, because they are about 4 or 5 gigabytes each. And I think that's a great thing, because that means you're getting quality video and everything in it. I love the quality of the video more than anything. As you all know, I'm moving more towards being a camera guy than a performer. And as a camera guy, I can't help but just go, wow, this was really, really well done. Beautiful production. Go Alakazam for that. Marc Paul's Academy lecture. Pick it up. You're going to absolutely love what you're going to find. I can't even illustrate how excited I am, because if I did, I'd be jumping off frame, and I'd be being crazy, and my camera would try and autofocus, and it'd be a mess. I want you all to know how amazing this lecture really is. If you haven't seen Marc's Penguin lecture, also get that, because Marc is just incredible all around. Between the Academy lecture and the Penguin lecture, there is some crossover, but not really a lot. A lot of it's, if it is crossover, it's been revamped, rethought out, and you get additional subtleties out of it. So trust me, both are worth having, because there are some things in the Penguin lecture that's not in the Academy lecture, and vice versa. All that being said, please go ahead and subscribe below if you haven't already. Smash that like button if that is your prerogative, and share the love if you share my love with Marc Paul, or just found something useful, or if you agree or disagree with this review, please go ahead and publicly smash me. I don't mind. I'd love to hear your opinion on things. So comment down below as well for those of you that get it or are thinking about getting it. I'd love to help you out. Thank you again for watching Mystery Arts Inc., taking you further, faster in mentalism through these in-depth reviews, these resources, and random rants. As always, your host, Jacob Smith, and I'm just going to go ahead and, I don't know, vanish.